Good afternoon, everybody. So this afternoon, I've got my gorgeous friend here, Simone, who's been training with me for a long time. We've known each other since our kids were in kindergarten, and she's been with Evolve In2 Fitness from day dot when we started. And so today we're going to have a chat with her in regards to her health and fitness journey at Evolve. And so welcome, Simone.
Thanks, Pam.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and
So as you mentioned, we've known each other for a long time.
Yes.
I've got a couple of teenage daughters, and they met your family when they were in kinder.
Yes.
And gone through primary school together, and they're now 16 and 14. So I'm a full-time working mum, so I manage a very busy household, as you can imagine.
Yep.
So but it's been a great journey being down here at Evolve. It's kept me accountable.
Okay.
And certainly a big part of my life. So
good. So when you say all of that, you're obviously really, really busy.
Yep.
How do you fit everything in? You know, kids, family, husband, work,
life, exercise.
Yeah.
I think the key to it is being organised, especially if I want to put fitness as a priority. I have to make sure I look at full plan. So I sit down and look at my schedule for the week, and I make sure I book in classes, because I find that that's really important. It keeps me accountable.
Okay.
If I know I've got to come to an early morning class, if I've got things on after work, I look at the schedule and fit in around that. So that's the key to it, how we work successfully.
Okay, cool. So you've done a couple of my challenges. And what are your thoughts about those?
I love how you give us great feedback as we're going through the program. You're really engaged, like you keep monitoring us, you check in constantly, you ask how we're going food-wise, but also, you give a great program in terms of the variety of exercise. It's not just coming and doing a class, you mix it up all the time. So, and I love when you do a challenge, the camaraderie with the people as well.
Yes.
It's great that all of the support you've got around that. So, you share ideas. Sometimes it's really hard to be inspired, but I think, some of the things that you've got set up around it, like the Facebook page and all of those things help you feel more empowered that you can, you know other people are going through it as well, and you can get some great ideas and some suggestions from other people. So I think the key to it though is even on a bad day, you just pick up and life gets in the way sometimes, so you've just got to make sure that you have a bad day, you start again the next day. So
of course.
You don't beat yourself up on it all the time.
Well, that's what I try to teach my clients. Every day you take it as it comes. As long as you're committed, it's a long journey. So it's not just about that particular 6 weeks or the challenge. It's about longevity and how you take the lifestyle on board, I guess, to make it.
That's what it is. It's about building it into your life. It shouldn't be just about one part and you get to the end of it and then you fall away. I think it's about you might take away 80-20, and then if you're still doing that after the challenge, that's what the key to it is.
Okay. So what would be one of the biggest challenge for you in regards to being able to come to your fitness classes, like the classes, what is?
I would say more recently I've probably changed my working balance, and I used to come to like a 9:15 class, and that was always really convenient for me. So now it's about looking at my day and knowing that if I can't do a nighttime, I have to make sure I get up and do a morning. You come and do a morning class, you get it over with, and you feel fantastic after you've been. So, it's a great way to start the day. So it's a mindset, and you've just got to get up and get out of bed. And it's routine. If you do that alarm and you set that alarm every day, it makes such a difference.
I know. And the snooze button doesn't go on.
Never. And I know if I book in, I know I've got to turn up and tell you why I'm not here.
So on your journey, your supporters, who's been the biggest supporter for you?
I've actually got a great deal of support from my family. You outside of you, because I think you've been a great motivation. my family have been just so much part of it. So they, you know, they love coming, they love seeing me happy, and I know that I feel better in myself when I'm training, and it's just my personal well-being. They're really big supporters of that. So, and you know, they're all happy to get on board and, you know, do it as well, because most of the food and everything that we do, you can transfer that into your everyday life. So that's been really good. And even like having, you know, having a daughter, having two daughters, but especially a 16-year-old who we make sure we reinforce that it's not about, you know, weight or anything like that. It's about healthy eating. And it's so important to, you know, be a good role model for that.
Of course, and be happy in their own skin.
And,
for sure.
you know, you have days where you beat yourself up and, you know, you get in your own head. But for the most part, it's really about, you know, you've got to give them good role models. So
good. So going forward, what would you say to someone who is, you know, like yourself, who works full time, got kids, you know, and they just go, oh, I'm just too tired, or oh, I can't be bothered, or you know, can't make time for themselves? What sort of message would you put out there for them?
I think if you feel better in yourself, you're better for the people around you. Like I've always, like you come to a class, and as hard as some days it is, you know, it's either you can't be bothered going outside, or it's just easy to you know, cancel out of the class. Once you're here, it is so good. It's really good for your mental well-being, and physically, I feel so much fitter than, like when I first started, I couldn't run 50 metres. Like, oh, don't laugh.
Now you're running around the blocks.
I honestly couldn't run. And, you know, I think it's really important to have a goal, something to work towards, and that might be running 50 metres, or it might be, you know, running a kilometre, but whatever those goals are, and you get better at it. So if you have those small incremental goals and just getting here, once you're here, you feel great.
Yeah, once you're here, it's fantastic, isn't it? That's so basically what I'm hearing from most of my clients is that happy mum, happy family, happy life, everything kind of works.
And as selfish as it sometimes sounds, you think, you know, it's so important to put yourself first, because you give so much to everybody else all
and
the
I
time.
think all mums do that. They tend to put themselves last, and then everything else before them, and then it comes to a point where they just collapse, and they can't cope.
And I think if you're you know, there's so much that says, if you, in terms of your mental well-being as well, if you're exercising and all the endorphins and everything that gets you up and out of bed, the more you do, the more you feel like you want to do. So, you know, everybody has bad days, and I'm as guilty as everybody else, but you've just got to think tomorrow's a new day, and you've got to put yourself out there and give it a go.
Fantastic. And I've just, been so inspired by you. You've just kept at it.
I have well, that's just it. Sometimes you go away on holidays and you come back and you feel like, oh my God, I'm back to ground zero again. And then, you know, you get sick and you have a bit of time off, or, you know, but as long as you keep coming back to it. So, and that's why I come back to these classes, because I love, you know, I love Evolve, and it's been just fantastic. You're a great instructor, and, you know, it's like part of a family down here. So.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much. Thanks. And that's Simone for this afternoon.